Let's look at the pet business. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. If you look here at the megatrends, you can see that they are monstrously outperforming here the S&P 500. And the blockchain is just extreme outperformance. When we go here to pet animal, affection, that theme is also, very substantially outperforming. So it's a very strong theme. Here are the stocks. In this video, we will look at Chewy. They're in the pet food business. Huge move from the 52-week low. Literally at all-time highs today, which is, very bullish. When we look at the seasonality for the stock, we have a bit of a problem because we do not have much data at all. Hence, we simply cannot draw conclusions from this. Here is the company's website. So it's an online pet e-commerce store. So you got cat litter, cat food, dog toys, basically all kinds of cat and dog stuff. A very nice website, and they have deals, auto ship, save 40%, get the gifting and save. The holiday shop, very thematic, buy 2 get 1 free. So they are doing those best practice e-commerce deals. Free 1 to 3 day shipping over $49. Yeah, looks really good. And when we look here at the charts, let's get CHWY up here. So CHWY is the ticker. You can see that, here we went public, then we form a rounding bottom, and then we see a pretty substantial rally. So from this low here, 319%, and that's pretty darn impressive. The bulls are definitively in control. We are rather overbought here on the weekly data points. Hence, this is not an ideal time to enter, a bullish position. If we go here to the daily data points, and let's load all the data we have available, when we look at the RSI, so even though there's been overall a very strong uptrend, every now and then it very clearly likes to go back here to the green 50-day moving average for support. Test, 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 test. This is a very common support level, which means that historically it's been a fantastic place to buy. You see here that it doesn't really like to get too overbought here on the RSI. Hence, given that we have now become overbought, and we are very far away here from the 50-day moving average, the probability of a pullback is very, very high. That's the history. Hence, this certainly is not the time to enter a new bullish position. You could start to contemplate maybe there is some short selling opportunities. If we were to go back to the 50-day, which we usually do, that's a minus, the 50-day is moving upwards, so it would be approximately maybe some 20-ish% gain. Interesting. The accumulation distribution is not actually. We were higher back here than here, hence there is some weakness here in that indicators, which is suggesting that the recent surge has not been on that much volume. There has been volume, but we would ideally like to see it meaningfully higher than this level. There's a 90% positive correlation with S&P 500. That's strong. But basically, the story of the chart is that, well, let's actually draw conclusions towards the end of the video. So here we got some other charts. Here's a trend channel, and we are way above. So there certainly is some excess here when you look at the trend channel. The last time it did trigger a significant pullback. If we measure, let's actually just measure the previous pullback to get the exact one. That was the September pullback. So from this high to this low, that is minus 31%. That's a decent short. Performance, of course, is really good, 214% year to date. That's spectacular. When we look at analyst price targets, you see that we are fully priced. The average is $88, which means that they suggest minus 6% downside from the current levels. When we go to Saks.com, they have a number 3 hold, F value score, A growth, and B momentum. The market cap is $37 billion US, so there is some size to Chewy. Okay, so let's sum up here. Okay, so when we look at the theme, I am very bullish on the theme. This is a strong theme. Pet animal affection is certainly on trend. There certainly has been some stocks here with what we could call excessive moves. Hence, I wouldn't be shocked to see some pullback in Trupanion and Chewy and those who are really pushing it as far as overbought level goes, and distance between the price of the stock and what the analysts think is the fair price. But long term bullish. When we look at the company's website, it looks really good. Nice e-commerce store. Looking at the charts, the bulls are definitively in control, but there's very good reason to think that there will be some pullback on the horizon, and the 50-day moving average has been a good buy level. The fundamentals quite clearly suggesting, and also these technicals here, is that there's just excess. So at this point, it just makes sense to expect some pullback. Let's just quickly look at PAUSE. This is the ETF, so there are ways to get diversified exposure to this pet business. And you see here that this and the bulls are definitively in control. Let's look here at the daily data points. Let's zoom a bit back. You see here that with this ETF, the 20-day moving average in purple is clearly a key support level after pullbacks, and also the 50-day here moving average. We do see some very nice increase here in the accumulation distribution line. That could also be a result of simply just increased interest in this ETF, because it's been performing well, and there's just a bunch of money that flows into the ETF for that reason, and also because it gives you exposure to a very strong trend. Okay, whatever you do, of course, you ideally want to have a market neutral portfolio, and it's important to be careful now, because there are quite a few indexes where we see anomalies. We are seeing moves that we just don't see. They're outside the norm. And when, as an example, things are too excessive to the upside, there's a very high risk that there will be some reversion to the mean.